Hello everyone, hope you've survived the storms and the wind and the rain that's been hitting this country. Yay, Great British Summer. Never mind. It's inspired me to make a nice dish today. I've had lots of questions, lots of requests for vegetarian. Something people have said they want something that's filling and homely but is vegetarian. There's more and more people with families now who have a vegetarian in the family. So I thought, let's find a really nice vegetarian dish. Oh, I must show you this magazine that I think is a real great, good old-fashioned woman and home, complete cook. And it's got 145 recipes in. I picked it up by chance in the supermarket. I like a good magazine. And anyway, I found quite a few things in it. And I'm adapting this recipe because it's not for the Ninja, but I'm going to cook it in the Ninja. I've adapted it in a few little things I'll take you through to make it more mine and things that I think will enhance it. So let's give it a go. It's like a cannelloni, okay? A spinach and ricotta cannelloni. Now, I'm just going to show you the leeks I've got sweating off. And you're going to think, leeks in a spinach cannelloni? I've had loads and loads of cannellonis with spinach and ricotta, some of them pretty tasteless. So I'm adding to it to give it that little punch. And the actual recipe does have leek in anyway. So, but I thought I like that addition. I'll show you these leeks just simmering away and take you through the cheese sauce I've got ready. Okay, they're just simmering in a little bit of butter and oil. They need to be cooked for probably about 5 minutes because there's nothing worse. You don't want leeks that are stringy or anything. It's a very young leek, this, so it should cook quite quickly. In fact, I think it's about there. In this pan, I've got my cheese sauce. Now, this is on YouTube. It is just a basic cheese sauce. You can add to it by putting more of what you like in the cheeses that you like. You don't have to stick with my recipe, but it does give you the basic start for it, okay? They're simmering nicely. So my next addition is I'm going to add the asparagus. Now, I don't normally fry asparagus off, but the recipe requires you break it into about 3-inch lengths, put them in there and soften your asparagus up. And I adore asparagus, so I thought, yay, go for it. So this is going to be a different cannelloni, and I like that. I like something different. Right, we're just going to leave that sit there for 2 minutes. We are using today Waitrose's fresh lasagna. I don't think you can beat it. And for those guys of you out there who make your own, good on you. We used to years ago. Don't get the time now. When one day when I retire, I'll be making my own pasta again. I love making pasta. And my Italian friend, Kathy Gray, oh, she's just so professional. She makes amazing pasta. So check her site out as well. She's not on YouTube, but she's on Facebook. This is something I haven't done. Kathy will have done. But this is ricotta, Italian ricotta cheese. Very accessible in the supermarkets today. No problem buying this. I've used ricotta a lot in baking and things like that. Otherwise, I haven't worked with it a lot. And today it required that I whipped it. So we just got a good old balloon whisk in there and whipped it up. Into that, I'm adding 2 ounces of toasted pine nuts. Just a dry frying pan, guys. Don't take your eyes off them. Just medium heat, keep shaking the pan 2-3 minutes, and they just want to be golden and they smell toasty. That's going into the ricotta. Okay, we just stir that through and leave that to stand for a few minutes. I've cut corners. They had you make a red tomato sauce. I love this. It's an Italian pizza sauce with basil and all the right seasonings. We use it a lot on our pizzas. I love making sauces, but I do have to. I work full-time. I'm not a professional cook, but I love cooking. And if I didn't work full-time, then yes, I would batch make my own sauce. Sadly, I don't get that time, so I have to cut corners. And the more I speak to people today, the more I understand everyone's in the same boat, really. So what I've done is I'm using this as my base, and these are my little glass dishes. So that one's already done, and I'm going to put, it's about 3 tablespoonfuls, because I do like a nice sauce with cannelloni. There we go, just covering the bottom. Okay, I'm going back to just check on the asparagus. I think that's nearly there, guys. The next job is I've got my spinach. I'm just going to wilt the spinach. It's baby spinach. It's 200 grams of baby spinach. And that that is about 125 grams of asparagus, and it was one medium-sized young leek. It wasn't a great big thick chunky leek because they take a little bit more cooking. This was a young leek. I'm just going to toss that into there. It's been washed and dried on a kitchen roll, just in case there's any grit or any bits on it. I'm just going to let that stir it in, and this is our main component going into the ricotta. Will actually stir into this, so I'm going to turn this off in a minute. When I see that start to really wilt down, turn this off, losing bits. That's classic for me. Right, okay, just going to leave that there for a minute to wilt a little bit further. I want it a bit further down than that before I stir the cheese in, because we do have to make these cannelloni rolls. And I believe this is going to be a fabulous cannelloni, especially for people that don't want to eat meat, that don't like either the textures or the fact that you're eating animals. I get it. I wished in many ways I could be. I like vegetarian recipes, but I can't lie, I love a steak. So, right. My way around that is, guys, I always try and buy ethically farmed meat where I feel as though that poor creatures have had some form of life. Okay. The recipe doesn't ask for this, but I love spinach with a little bit of cinnamon. I don't want to kill any of the flavours. I want to add to flavours. So, what, 1/4 teaspoon? Just a hint. That's all I want. Stir that in. And this was one small tub. I think it was 200 grams of ricotta, for those of you who want to know weights and things. This type of recipe, though, I really believe you can kind of play around with it yourself. I've seen spinach, ricotta and mushrooms in some recipes I've come across, so you don't have to stick with things. I think the real beauty of cooking is being inventive. Yeah, sometimes that invention can be a disaster, but 9 times out of 10 you get a lot of pleasure from it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my spinach. Yeah, that's really wilting now. That's more what I was looking for. It can go a little. Oh, I can smell the asparagus. Oh my God, I love asparagus. Right, okay. Yeah, that's now going down. So, okay, that's going off. Okay, I've just transferred the spinach and the leek mixture and the asparagus into another bowl because I was just a bit worried in case the pan is holding the heat. I don't want to be putting the cheese mix into anything that's very hot. I believe that would make it a little unstable. Not sure, I'm just guessing here. Follow your instinct, that's what I always say, and my instinct is to do this. Okay, right, now we're going to go with the cheese into there. Oh, it smells divine anyway. I'm going to incorporate it as well as I can. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think we're ready to go. So there's my little bit of asparagus. Take my other bit out. This is messy, guys, but it'll be worth it. There we go, our first little roll. Plop into there. It smells so good. Okay guys, quite fiddly, but we got there. So I've got 2 ready there in cannelloni style, leftovers. So I thought, oh my God, I don't want to waste it. It's all really good quality stuff. I know, make a mini lasagna. So all I've done is bung it in there. This stuff freezes. Freeze it uncooked though, okay? Because apparently that's the way that you should freeze this, rather than cook it and then freeze it. The powers that be say it doesn't work that way, but it does. If you freeze it now, then thaw it and cook it, it'll be fine. So I'll probably freeze this one and it'll make a lunch for my husband one day when I'm not here. Okay, so now we're going to get the cheese sauce onto the top, and then we're going to get it in the Ninja. Cheese sauce is nice and cold. It's had lots of time to cool down. Let's do the important bits first. Brilliant. I'm going to tidy those edges up. I don't want any burning. And I'm actually going to put foil over the top for the first part of the cooking, because with this dual zone Ninja, it cooks from the top. My big Ninja, if I put it on bake, cooks from the bottom. It does make a difference. So rather than chance just burning the top, I want this all the way cooked through. So I'm going to cover it with a little bit of foil and see how it goes. So, mozzarella. Another good reason to cover the top for a little bit, guys. Otherwise your mozzarella and your cheese sauce could well burn before the rest is cooked. I've learnt that from experience. I've often had, you know, with the dual zone Ninja, I have found sometimes that the top cooks very quickly, and then you get in underneath and you think, oh no, and then you've got to cover it with foil. So let's start the right way. Cover it with foil first, and then to get your colour on, take the foil off. I'm going to just put some black pepper on there as well. Already the smells are just lovely as the sauce came together and the spinach came together. It smells delicious. If it tastes as good as it smells, I'll be pleased. Take the bottom out of this one. Right, okay, just going to turn the Ninja on. So we've got them both covered in foil in my little silicone baskets, just so I don't go burning myself when I get them out. Probably still burn myself, but I'll try not to. We're going to go on to a bake, and we're going to put on 200. This guy says 30 minutes, so I'm going to give them 15 to 20, then take the foil off. And by the way, thank you to the people who've messaged in asking for different dishes. I love it. I love being asked. I can't do them all. I'm far too busy. If anyone's got, and the one lady messaged me to say how she loved, it's obvious this is a really working kitchen and she loves it. But if anyone's got a lovely big house I don't want, let me know. I'll have it in a shot. I'd love a big kitchen again. But you never know, you can't, you know, if you don't ask you won't get, can you? Anyway guys, let's crack on. So in we go. Bake. Okay, 160, let's take that up to, oh, have temperature, get the right one, Suzanne. 200 time 30, let's go 30, that's what he says. And I'm going to let go for 20 and stop it, or 15 to 20. Match. And away we go. We're away. See you in 30 minutes. Fingers crossed for me that this turns out. Bye for now. Hello, welcome back. Right, we've got 4 minutes, 12 seconds left, and I think they're actually done, so I'm going to take them out. So that will be 26 minutes, not the 30, but I kind of get that. It's much smaller, it's not a big oven, so I always do find it's a bit quicker. So let's go. So again, 26 minutes on bake and we're done. Just excuse me while I try not to burn myself and get these out. Oh yes. Well everyone, I'm absolutely delighted the way it's turned out. So I've just got a little bit of rocket, radish and a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on there. I'm just going to try this for you so I can give you an honest opinion of the flavours. Pasta's cooked beautifully. And the filling is not, I was a bit worried it would be soggy, you know, and it isn't. Oh my God, that's beautiful. It's probably, dare I say this, it's probably the best cannelloni, spinach cannelloni I've had. Being a meat eater, I love my meat cannelonis. The cinnamon absolutely works, that little added extra, that pop. It's got nutmeg in the sauce. It's got pecorino cheese in the sauce and cheddar. It's just, oh God, go away and make this. It's heavenly. And that pizza sauce at the bottom, it just works because that sauce incorporates its own oregano and basil in there. So you've got all these lovely things enhancing spinach, and the leek you can taste, and the asparagus just works. Oh, go away and do this. It's gorgeous. Anyway, loved seeing you guys. Hope you've enjoyed seeing me. See you soon. Bye for now.